13 News at 4 begins with breaking news. The verdict is in. A Marion County jury just found a suspected serial killer guilty of killing an Indianapolis mother nearly 18 years ago.
Rich Nye was in the courtroom for this trial and the verdict this afternoon. He joins us live from the Community Justice Campus. Rich?
It took almost 2 decades to bring this case to trial, but the jury only needed about 90 minutes over pizza for lunch to reach a verdict. Bruce Mendenhall is already serving 2 life sentences for killing 2 women in Tennessee, and now he faces an additional 45 to 65 years in Indiana for the July 11, 2007 murder of 31-year-old Karma Papura. She was an Indianapolis mother, last seen at the Flying J truck stop at the Harding Street exit of I-465 on the south side of Indianapolis. Mendenhall was arrested in Nashville, Tennessee the next day after police there investigating another murder found Papura's bloody clothes, phone, and her ATM card in a plastic bag in the cab of Mendenhall's truck at a truck stop there. The prosecution told the jury that Mendenhall knew details only the killer would know.
Weight of evidence and justice itself demands that he be held accountable for, let's not parse words, the cold-blooded murder of her so many nights ago on that warm July night outside the Flying J on 465 in Indianapolis. The state's going to ask you to find him guilty of murder, because that's exactly what he is. Bruce Mendenhall is a killer.
And the jury did find Mendenhall guilty. Papura's body was found 4 years after she was killed along a highway in Kentucky. Many of her family members attended the trial but did not wish to speak after the verdict. Mendenhall will be back in this courtroom for sentencing here in Indiana on February 13th. Authorities believe he may be responsible for a handful of other killings in other states.
All right, Rich Nye reporting live this afternoon. Thank you, Rich.
And now we get to more breaking news, this time out of Nashville, Tennessee.
We've learned 1 student is dead, another hurt, and the student shooter is also dead. This happened at Antioch High School, which is about 20 miles south of the city of Nashville. Police say a female student was killed, and the 17-year-old shooter, who was also a student there, wounded another student before turning the gun on himself. As of right now, there's no motive. Of course, as we learn more from that breaking news down in suburban Nashville, we'll pass it along. 26 years. That's how long Indy's 10-Point Coalition has been working to prevent youth violence in our city. And earlier today, several black clergy members gathered to celebrate that big milestone.
The mayor and police chief were there too, and given the coalition's proven track record, they now want to expand beyond their 12 hotspots. Our Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick looked into the details today, and she shares the new plan to go citywide.
The 10-Point Coalition says the key to their success over these years has been collaboration. Now bringing back an old tool to help them target more neighborhoods that need help.
If we're having to put handcuffs on a young person after they've shot somebody or killed somebody, it's too late.
IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says his officers are trained to be reactive, usually called after an incident happened. But for 26 years, Indy's 10-Point Coalition has made it their mission to prevent those calls. Several of Indy's black clergy members recognizing the effort on Wednesday.
One group is not the silver bullet, to end youth violence in the city, but when we start working together and bringing, our different tools to the table, then that's when our city has been most successful.
Since its inception, the coalition has spent over 40,000 hours patrolling high-risk neighborhoods and connecting with more than 162,000 people. Currently, the team focuses on 12 high-crime areas, now looking to utilize another tactic, their rapid response team.
We will get called out by IMPD if they need us in a particular area, and we will deploy a team there that will be out at least 3 or 4 days a week in that area, trying to help calm things down.
A strategy the coalition used in the past and found success. Their plan is to first target the South Side, where a 14-year-old girl was shot and killed earlier this year.
We will assist other neighborhoods and IMPD in areas where we're having a lot of trouble.
Expanding their reach and decades of experience. And the coalition hopes to see this rapid response team in action as early as this weekend. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
And now to Washington, where President Trump has signed a slew of executive orders, and one of them would end birthright citizenship.
It's a law that's been around since the late 1800s, so we wondered how might Hoosiers be impacted by this. Our Karen Campbell looked into it.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Good. That's a good one. Birthright.
At least 22 states are now suing President Donald Trump over his executive order to end birthright citizenship. Indiana is not one of them.
It's obviously a scary time.
That's Director of Legal Services at Exodus Refugee Immigration, Rachel Van Tile.
It's definitely scary, though, to think that your kid might not be a U.S. citizen, especially for the second category of people, for those individuals who are here on lawful status but aren't in permanent status.
Many view President Trump's executive order as a violation of the 14th Amendment, which states that anyone born in the U.S. is automatically a U.S. citizen. President Trump's order limits the right to people who have at least one parent who is a United States citizen or permanent resident. Van Tile says she's trying to help her clients the best she can.
It may be an impossible task to make them feel completely safe, but doing our best to be there with them, empowering them with the information they need about how to assert their rights and protect themselves.
Many believe the issue isn't final until it potentially reaches the U.S. Supreme Court. Karen Campbell, 13 News.
Well, from flights to school cancellations to commutes, I mean, you name it, the damage is done across much of the South. An unprecedented winter storm left behind as much as 10 inches of snow in some areas. That's a lot for us.
Our neighbors to the south are having a tough time, and the removal continues today of that snow as people in several states are just trying to dig out. Here's Laura Geary with more.
Street musicians are among the few venturing out in the Big Easy. New Orleans was among several southeastern cities in the path of a massive winter storm this week. More snow has now fallen here this month than in Anchorage, Alaska, around 8 inches, shattering its modern all-time daily record. The paralyzing storm put a snowy deep freeze over 1,500 miles from the Texas Gulf to the Atlantic coast and up through the Carolinas.
They're going to be driving on an ice rink.
In some cases, motorists were forced to trade horsepower for people power to get momentum.
I mean, we have snowstorms in Dallas, but not like this.
Please stay off the roadways, stay off the overpasses.
It was advice not everyone could heed.
It was super dark and the roads were very slippery, and so we decided to pull off here at the first exit that we saw.
In Alabama, this axe-throwing range became a refuge for dozens sheltering in place. Among the many snowfall records breaking Tuesday, Pensacola, Florida, which saw 7.6 inches officially, and some backyard rulers recording even higher, depths not seen here since 1954. The danger in the hours ahead now will be the ongoing bitter cold, which will cause snow melt to refreeze on many southern roadways for the next few days. In Charlotte, North Carolina, I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And we're getting more incredible images of the snow in those unlikely places. This is drone video out of Waycross, Georgia, which is in the southeastern part of the state, about 75 miles or so from the Atlantic coast. And as you can see, snow is just covering those streets and buildings across the city.
And we want you to check this out. Crews clearing snow from streets in Wilmington, North Carolina. There are reports that the city received as much as 3 inches, and the Department of Transportation is asking drivers to just stay off the roads.
And now this is something you definitely don't see every day.
Is that an icy beach?
Look at that, waves lapping a snowy beach. This is drone video from Myrtle Beach. 4.5 inches fell overnight there. It's the most snowfall that city has seen in 25 years. And Sean, you've got even more of it too.
Well, I told our producer we cannot see enough of this.
No,
because it's just you just don't see it that often.
They've seen enough down there.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, and of course we've got a lot of Hoosiers. They vacation quite a bit in Florida.
Yeah,
I got to share some pictures. This is from Orange Beach.
Oh no!
Kathy told me she left snow behind in Greenwood to this. Orange Beach.
Welcome to Florida.
I want a
There you go.
refund.
There you go.
At least it's a memory. I mean, it's a memorable trip.
Well, I will say, and Kathy said, hey, it's beautiful, you know, so I'll let you be the judge of that. Yeah, so it just is amazing with this storm. This is Gulf breeze. And again, that is snow there, not sand. And the cleanup continues. The good news with the southern snow is that it doesn't last long, and you can see on visible satellite that snowpack shrinking from the outside in. But man, from Houston all the way through the Carolina coast, some impressive numbers here. Nearly 9 inches in Pensacola, 8 inches there in New Orleans, smashed their record snow, and you can see that strip that went all the way through up into Kill Devil's Hill. I mean, 9 inches in the Outer Banks. That's from the winter storm. Compare those numbers to seasonal snow. Chicago under 10 inches, less than 5 inches in Des Moines. So a storm for the ages, no doubt. Now, locally, what's going on, and you probably have felt it a little bit, we are warmer here, and I show you what's going on back to the west of us. That's the snowflake maker for us tomorrow. How about this? We've got wind chills above 0 for the first time in nearly 72 hours. 20 to 25 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago here. And the warm-up really just getting started. We'll talk about 40s in the forecast coming up with the big thaw here in just a few minutes. We'll see you then.